Alright, it's the number 101 of my accountability to myself, and I appreciate everyone's attention who watches this. I don't know what should I tell about today. First, because I'm so sleepy for some reason. It's almost 10 p.m. and I'm so sleepy, and I was sleepy even at 9 p.m. Well, meaning that I'm gonna sleep right after this video, but probably I'm gonna mention about my day briefly. And there's one incredible quote that I heard and that I want to mention with. Probably I should start with the quote. So, time is flying, but you're a pilot. It sounds so good because everyone says, "Oh, time is flying, time is flying," but you're a pilot of your time that is flying, meaning that everyone has 24 hours during the day. But only you decide how you spend this time. Only you prioritize something that you want to get done. Time flies, but you decide what you learn, what you getting to know, who you spend time with during this time, which is crucial, which basically shapes you, right? So time is flying, but you're a pilot. I genuinely like it. Also today in the morning, one of the first things that I was listening to is one guy, pretty successful guy, again entrepreneur, all this stuff, and to share with one opinion, the importance of dedicating yourself to only one thing and stick with it long enough until it's bear fruit. Because the problem is that we are always focused on outcome, and when we start doing something, we are expecting to get benefits and abandon that stuff, but it does not work that way. You should be literally obsessed with the process of becoming better in that field, because it does not work that way. For example, it's the same as if you want to say, "Oh, I want to learn another language, Spanish. I'm gonna learn it for 1 month in rush. I will start speaking and I will abandon it forever. I will just be using this language, right? Or I'm gonna be going to the gym for 1 month and every day training for 4 hours, and then I will abandon the gym because I will get a great shape." But it does not that work that way. No matter how much time you spend in language, you will never become fluent in 1 month. No matter how much time you spend in the gym, recovering all this stuff, you will never build your body in 1 month. And most likely, those processes took even more than a year to notice results. So, if you expect something to start doing and to get some benefits from that, to earn something from that, you need to be able to understand how the system works. You need to be able to go through all the boredom that there is. How did I put it down? The problem is that you want to find a shortcut to make quick money and quit because it's something because it isn't something that you want to do on a regular basis. But you don't understand that to be good at something, to be good enough to make money from that stuff, you gotta be willing to put lots of time, more than months. So you need to pick something that you will be able to stick with for a long time. And actually, I think it's one of the problems that I have. I always try to pick different things to start doing that. I need to stick with something. For example, if I stuck with French since September, probably I would be way better than I am nowadays. Because yes, I keep studying, not that frequently, and not that much. I could dedicate more time. I could definitely find someone to communicate with in French. Definitely, I could do that. And it's something crucial because currently I live in Belgium, and normally, if you look for some opportunities, you need French, you need English and Dutch. Sometimes instead of Dutch, French. Sometimes Dutch and French. So French, I need mandatory to be able to do something here after graduation of university. So, and overall, it opens me a lot of opportunities. It's the language I want to know, right? So I need to work more with French, because once I master French, I don't need to grind French anymore. Not master, at least like B1, solid B1, being able to communicate, understanding all the grammar, right? I don't need to grind it anymore because I already got a decent level, and I can spend that time that I don't need to spend on French or something else. And that's the point of seasons, of being focused on something, specifically one. I thought during the summer to dedicate myself completely to French or Turkish. That's funny though, because I also consider Turkish, but because it's just nice. Like, my friends speak Turkish, and I would really like to be able to talk a little this language. I think it's a beautiful language, and I mean, I just like it. That's it. But in terms of what actually matters for me, I need to study French. So I should. What's that? It's probably mosquito. It was mosquito or something. I need to study French. All right. I need to learn more. Again, sometimes I notice that I feel like, oh, I've got no time, so I need just to go somewhere or to sleep. I have like 10 minutes left, and I waste this time. I can spend this time also doing something useful. Minor thing, but this is basically what shapes you. Because what shapes you is not what you do when you need to work, but what you do in your free time. Yes, as I mentioned, going to the gym, even going to the gym, you cannot see results even in 3 months. Even in 3 months, normally you cannot see this change. And based on my experience, I've been going to the gym 3.5 years. And I remember in like 1 year, maybe like 7 months, the first time in like 7 months, I looked in the mirror, and like, oh yeah, it seems like I've got some changes. Then in 1.5 years, I looked in the mirror and like, oh yeah, I really got some changes. Then in 2.5 years, I look in like, oh yeah, I've got some. And today I look in the mirror and I see that, yeah, my body has changed. However, I feel that it's been the same over the past 8 months. All right, I don't know why. Obviously, I gained because I was 73 or 72 kilograms last September. Now I'm 80 kilograms, and I'm not really fat. I've got a little fat, but it's like 1 kilogram, maybe 2 kilograms or something. Rest, these are my muscles, right? So I actually gained. My performance is higher, but I cannot even see this difference even now between that period and this period. I can see the difference only from my starting point compared to my initial point. And it's been 3.5 years. It takes a lot of time to build something, to start, to being actually good at something. You need to stick long enough. Yeah. So, crucial thing. Well, about my day, briefly, I woke up at 6:30. I was really satisfied. Tomorrow I will try to wake up at the same time because I see it's already 10:06 p.m. and I need to go right now because I will be sleeping more or less 8 hours, and I'm so sleepy. So I need at least 8 hours, preferably more. So what I mean, I woke up, morning routine, then I went to the gym, I returned home. It was nearly 9 a.m., which is great time to return home. I've got a great workout of my back. I returned home at 9. I had my breakfast. I studied English, and well, it actually paid off. Everything that I was studying, because I knew everything. There were some words that people didn't know, For example, there was a word to rough out, which basically means when instead of creating the whole model, the whole plan, to understand how everything will be works, you just rough out. You make some basics to understand what it should be more or less, and it's like your initial plan. It's not perfect. It's like to rough out. I know direct translation Ukrainian, but I don't know how to explain it better in English. It's something that nobody knew. I was asked what does it mean tenure, which basically means that your period of time in a specific role. So for example, we could say president's tenure is 5 years. All right. And another thing was a point, which is a point which basically means to assign some assignment to someone, so to appoint something to someone, and also might be appoint a meeting, like appointment, right? That's where this word comes from, appoint, right? Well, that's it. I had a lesson, pretty interesting. I've got an article, 6 pages that I need to read, and also read grammar, all that stuff. And it's like professional articles. Also today I worked with smaller article like this, and like you read everything, and then you need to write a summary of this, because it's something we will be doing in a couple of weeks. So I need to be able to write proper summaries, proper citation, based on the article. Also something I'm training to do, which is quite important, and I'm glad having this subject actually, because it improves my English. It's something that I want to do by default, but normally by default I don't find that much time, and the subject is hard enough that it forces me to spend hours at studying English, which is great. It forces me reading because I don't like reading in English. I mean, some kind of articles, I've never read it, actually, some kind of text articles. I tried, but I did not stick with that stuff. And now it's important because it's something weaker area in my English. For example, I would say speaking is my stronger area because I can express my thoughts pretty clearly, right? Probably writing, I mean, messaging, it's the easiest thing. I used to message a lot. Listening also, I listen to everyone, I listen to always videos, but reading some text, heavy text, I'm getting lost. Also writing summaries, I used to, like, when I passed my English test, I had C1 writing. It was my strongest part, and I had almost C1 speaking. That's it. Yeah, rest of the things like reading and listening, it was weaker. It was like middle B2, something like that. But anyways, there's always some room to get better, and that's the language that I want to master genuinely, especially when my friends around speak at C2 level, or for some of them this is the first language they speak. That's crazy to me actually. But well, yeah. So after the class, I returned home, spent some time basically writing this stuff that I mentioned. The summary. Also, I was so hungry. I had my, not lunch. I ate 2 apples. I drank a little of milk. Then I was studying. Then I received my protein bars because I bought a pack of protein bars. I don't know, like a box of protein bars. I have 12 protein bars, and the price of them was 20 euros plus the delivery 5 euros, which is quite a lot. One protein bar, 2 euros. At least 20 gram of protein one contains. Yeah, actually I bought them not because I want to eat protein bars, but because I want to share with them, with my friend with whom I'm going to the gym, because he always has something to me. He always has energy drink. He always has how it's called, juice. He always has some kind of bar. He always has something, and I feel like That's so nice, and I want to do the same thing because it's so nice. So mostly I just bought those bars to share with others, mostly like with my friends, if I'm kind to the gym with them. So yeah, I'm not gonna like eating them just at home for no reason, because for me it does not really makes that much sense. And so then I decided to have my dinner. I had my dinner at 6 p.m., which is a great time for dinner actually, because now it's 10 p.m., everything is digest, I will be sleeping properly. Well, yeah, and then I attended the event that I wanted to attend. It was pretty interesting. Um, I listened to speech of one person who used to work a lot in sales. So I listened to his presentation. Then I talked with him one on one afterwards. That was pretty nice. I talked with other people, and I was given such a great compliment because one of the persons who I was talking to told me that, oh, I wouldn't say you're Ukrainian because of your accent. Your accent is really great. Then I said, well, yeah, and I didn't speak any English 3 years ago. And like the face that person made that talked to me, that was so funny because probably like probably I exaggerated. I didn't speak any English 4 years ago. 3 years ago, I still didn't speak English, but I already knew something because I don't know. I used to like watch some videos that teach me something more or less back then, but not that much. So basically, 3 years ago, I didn't really speak English, and yeah, nowadays it's a language that I've been applying, still lacking vocabulary, still have some gaps, all this stuff. But that's why we're learning. That's why I keep learning. Well, that's it for today. That's it. I just want to sleep. My eyes actually hurt a little, so it would make sense just to go to sleep. Tomorrow will be tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be talking about tomorrow, but I want to wake up at 6. The first lesson is at 9, so I will have like nearly 2 hours in the morning to study, which is great. I will definitely use the time to study. I want to study logistics, and I want to study uh, marketing. Two things. All right, so basically that's it. Appreciate everyone's attention who watched this, and I'll catch you later.